I know my routine at Avon was I had no time to do anything else but succeed. It was like I was almost coming in there trying to do anything I could to fail, and you guys wouldn't let me.
Right.
It's like, no, I'm doing this, or I'm not going to, like I couldn't. So how is Avon set up to dial in through a routine perspective? What would you say?
Sure.
Like, what do you guys focus on to really get this routine, down pat?
Well, free time can be the enemy, right? Especially for young boys. But I think it really goes back to building relationships with the boys that come onto campus. And I think that if you think about the need for mentors, and there's so many at Avon, and we've been doing it for a long time, we're just creating that trust and building that relationship with coaches, with teachers, allows us to help bring out the best in boys and really help them become really good young men, good men of character, and get into a really good routine. But you have to build that trust first. And I think that's first and foremost. But then once you do that, it is, Avon in life in general is all about routine and getting into healthy habits.
Yep.
And, through the advisor system and just keeping the structure of the program in place, you have to grind, right? And I think that's what Avon teaches kids to do, is to grind. And you also do it in a way you don't want to let people down.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to let your coaches down. You don't want to let your teammates down. And like you brought up the word camaraderie. I love that at a boys' school.
Yeah.
There's so much camaraderie at Avon that you'd be the only one not doing it.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think kids buy in. And once you buy in, you start to do some really healthy things, and then success starts to happen. And once you start to find success, it feels good.
Yeah.
And then you continue with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the recipe that we have. When you look at the kids that are freshmen, it takes a while, right? It doesn't happen. It happens at different times during that, 4 years at Avon. Some of it happens quick for some kids that are a little bit more mature, but for other kids, it takes a little time.
Yeah.
But it comes. They find success on their own level. And I think that's what the routine actually provides the kids.
Yeah, I mean, and also even like you said, focusing on it. So like, it's hard to get a school to create to do anything for these kids these days. And you guys, when we were there, created a separate class.
Sure.
I mean, it's going above and beyond. And I think, so are your weekends still packed with?
Still busy.
Like what's a week? I remember the weekends for us were just like, Saturday was just it was like a Monday. I mean, it was just, we just all had what we do. What do you guys do on the weekends?
So weekends, we'll typically either have classes on Saturday mornings. We'll have a program. Like this past Saturday, we had a speaker come in and talk to the kids about, just character and being a good person. It was actually Nelson Mandela's grandson who was on campus. It was a great opportunity for our kids. But then from there, they go off to their sports and their athletics. And so typically you're not done until about dinner time on Saturday evening. So you're busy all the way through, which means Friday night's a little bit different. You have your study hall Friday evenings. And so, they have Sunday off. They have a little bit of downtime, but the routine is busy.
Yeah.
We have a saying like the days are long and the weeks are fast, right?
Yeah,
because you're just going, but before you know it, it's the end of the week. So we keep the kids busy. It's really important that they stay busy. It's important for us to stay busy. It keeps us in that routine too.
Totally.
There's really no days off.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty wild when you think about it. I just remember just never, I mean, a little bit on Sunday. I mean, I'm talking like 3 hours maybe.
Well, you usually had like a work crew to make up some work because of missed class or something.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think you do that anymore, do you?
We do them at 6:30 in the morning. So we do them every day. 6:30, 7:30.
So I found myself, mopping a lot of floors, doing a lot of extracurricular activities.
Hard stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think back to Avon. So for me in my career, it was Avon. So it took me like 2 years to really get going. Obviously, when I first came in, I was all sports. I thought it was great at the time because I was playing football, hockey, lacrosse, whatever I could do. It was great. Took me 2 years to really say, okay, wait a minute, I could start studying as well. Like for me, it was all sports in the beginning. And then I saw, hey, it's kind of cool, to do well in class and learn things. So I had one of those gradual sort of progressions where it was freshman year, sophomore year, then it started clicking, my last 2 years there, which was great. But the routine I have fallen back on Avon's routine so many times in the last 20 something years. It's, whenever anything gets tough or it's almost impossible unless you have a dialed in routine to stay on it. I mean, how do you personally stay on it? I mean, you've been doing this, 30 years there?
32 years. And it's been the key, right?
Yeah.
You have to have a healthy routine. You have to make sure that you can keep up with teenage boys, which is not always easy to do.
Yep.
But it'll evolve too. Like you go through different phases of your life. When I went to Avon, I was just a bachelor.
Yeah.
And obviously wanted to get ahead and work really hard. Then you have kids, and that changes everything.
Oh yeah.
As you know, right now. But then I'm at a point now where my kids are graduated college and they're off on their own, and so that's another different routine.
Yeah.
So your routine is never your routine, but you always go back to the basics of creating that routine. And I think that as you get older, you get a little bit wiser and you get a little bit more in touch in terms of taking care of your own self and your own personal health, which I think a lot of people, especially when they graduate and go off into college, they just work, and they think that's going to get them ahead. But sometimes taking the step back is actually the healthy thing to do. And then you're better at what you're doing.
Totally. I mean, we were having that conversation before. I think a lot of people do that, and you did it as well. I mean, I went, it seems like 15 plus years of just around the clock, dinner meetings, out to dinner, meeting for drinks. I feel like it was almost every night of the last, 15 years. Which is, did I do a lot of business and was it successful? Yes, but there's other ways to do it. I could have said, hey, let's meet in the morning, for a coffee after the gym. I spent a lot of time and a lot of late nights and just running hard. I was always working out and doing something, but like, if you don't have the full package, it's almost, it doesn't work.
Yeah, you can't burn the candle at both ends, as my dad would always tell me. And taking care of yourself, if you don't take care of yourself, you're no good to anybody.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, you're going to get tired, you're going to get run down, you're going to get sick, you're going to be aggravated all the time.
Yep.
And so taking the time to work out and to get enough rest and to just, what I tell my leadership class at Avon is just, be bored. Like just be with your thoughts, and it's really helpful and healthy for you.
Yeah.
And we're too busy almost today. And I actually will put it in my calendar, like just no meetings, or just go for just to get away from the grind of it all, because there's always going to be something to do.
Yeah. And I mean, on a personal level, your routine, although you have a dialed in routine, it's pretty aggressive as far as
it is. I'm up early.
I don't mind texting you in the morning.
No,
I know you're up and ready to go. I mean, so does it start with the gym, or you're the head of the school. You've been there 30 years. You're doing something right. You have a very, important position, taking care of and running thousands of young men. I mean, it's, and running the business of the school and everything else.
Sure.
So does it always start with the gym?
It starts in the gym. I open the gym basically in the morning. I'm the first one there. Me and my associate head start early. We get in there. I'm in the gym by 5 o'clock every morning. And then, we go through our routine, and we're in the office, I would say by, 7 o'clock, 6:45, 7 o'clock. Just making sure we're ready for the day. Like we go to the weight room, we work out. We don't talk business.
Yeah.
That's our time to just get our workout in, get our sweat, just get going. Then when we get to the office, we talk and look at the day and the routine and the things that we have coming up.
Yeah.
Go see the kids for breakfast.
Yep.
Interact with some of the boys. My advisees come to my office and check in, and sometimes it's doing some math and some physics on the board. Sometimes it's just having a good time and talking about the games on Sunday or whatever it is or whatever's coming up. Then it's, you get into the routine of the day, teach my class. And it gets busy.
It's like every
day
it was
it's the
like,
same thing. It's a grind.
It is. I remember you guys had us so dialed in that if we wanted like a snack, we had to time it up. Okay, it's going to take 5 minutes to get there, maybe 10 minutes in line, 5 minutes back, and then I can get back to class.
Correct.
I mean, it's like
Unless you had Mr. Wicks class, he was a little more lenient.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, that was
You
very,
just had to bring him something.
Yeah, if you brought him something, you were okay.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.